Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. I know this is your first time here because this is my first video. I set out today with a goal of going camping out to a dispersed area. My initial campsite that I went up to was taken. It's one that I've been to previously, but that's the nature of dispersed campsites. First come, first serve. So after driving around through some of the trails, I think I have found a spot that I'm going to set up camp for the night. And since we're not expecting any rain or snow or anything like that, it'll probably be just fine. All I'm going to need is a tent to set up, and I'll be under the nice clear skies. It is supposed to get a little bit cold tonight, peaking down to about 32 degrees, which is going to be a nice time for me to test out my new sleeping bag that I just got over this last week. All right, everybody, I think I know I'm going to set up at. I think I'm going to pick this spot right in here, this little nook. It was the spot that had the most flat ground. This little area right in here is nice and flat compared to the other areas. A couple of them over there kind of slope down. So I'm going to clear this area out a little bit, put down a ground tarp, and then throw up the tent, and get everything started. And then I'll probably end up moving the truck around over in this general area to kind of act as a wind block since there is a little bit of wind coming. I was thinking about doing a spot over there, but because of the downward slope, if by some chance it were to rain, I don't really want to be down in there. All right, got a couple of different angles here set up. As you can see, I've already thrown this blue tarp down on the ground. I needed to actually pull that out to get to other things. All I have is just a very basic little Coleman tent here. I don't know, I think whenever I bought it was 10 years ago. It was whenever the wife and I moved across country and we decided to go camping. Decided to go camping on our way to Oregon whenever I got an internship out there. Oh, still got a little bit of gear in here from my last expedition. Okay, we'll need those again. We'll just set those off to the side. All right. And because it took me so long to find this spot today, well, it looks like there's going to be a little bit of a rush here to get things set up and then see what I'm making for dinner. I had originally thought I was going to have a steak, but it's going to really depend on how long it takes to get all this set up. And then we'll put this to the side. This is for the rain fly. I know I'm not going to be able to just jab this in the ground here. No, definitely not. Huh. Alright, just want to get a little bit of weight on there so it doesn't blow away. I guess me standing on it would also work, right? Let's see, which way do we want the door? Probably over here. This will be my first video that I'll be uploading. I did try to do this a few weeks ago, but the camping part of the trip went well, but the video part of it, not so much. I used the wrong microphone wire on one of my cameras, so I didn't record any sound. And then, ooh, it's going to be a windy night, isn't it? Sure is. As I was saying, the sound didn't record on that camera right there, and then the one that was recording on that camera over there, I accidentally deleted the earlier footage of it, so I couldn't link the sound together for both of them. So essentially I have like a half a video with no sound, and then like the later part of the day there's sound and stuff like that, but it's like half a video. Cut out everything else I did. I do believe I said this earlier, but it's not supposed to rain, but it is scheduled to get to about in the 30 degrees Fahrenheit sometime this evening or early morning. But shouldn't be too bad. I know this isn't a 4-season tent, but we're making do with what I have. I was thinking about getting a 4-season tent. If I decide to do stuff like this over the winter, it'll definitely be something I'll be looking at getting. Anyways, I got half of this set up. I will bring you all back once I finish getting it popped up and everything put in the ground. Alright everybody, welcome back. Sorry I didn't keep you around for the setup. Did run into a couple of problems, or not a couple of problems, but ran into an issue where the ground's a little bit too rocky. Try to use the other camera to get a video of like what the ground looks like around here. I wasn't able to pop a stake through it. So what I ended up doing was taking out some lines and looping them up with some rocks to help hold down the tent. Because of the wind, I'm still not sure if I'm going to do a fire, but the good news is if I do, I think I mentioned this earlier, there's plenty of rocks around here to set up a fire pit with. You know, so hopefully nothing blows out of it or anything like that. The only thing that really kind of concerns me is if I do make a fire pit, there's a bunch of dry grass around. So if anything does happen to fly out of the pit, it would, you know, possibly catch on fire. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Gotta get a few things into the tent. The new sleeping bag that I was talking about, it's a Big Agnes. Like I was saying earlier, 0 degrees Fahrenheit. I was looking at 2 different sleeping bags, and because this one was on sale, and I also happen to have a gift card for the site it was at. I basically bought this for the same price as the other one that I was looking at, and essentially it was the same price, but it's better for a lower temperature. Like I said, I got this to hopefully use if I go on colder excursions this year. And then this is my sleeping pad. I have used it once. I haven't really tested it with it being cold outside. When I used it last time, it was about 40 degrees out. So if it does drop down to the 30s tonight, we'll put it through its paces. It is a self-inflating bag as well. Don't carry on any extra gear. We'll get that. Start getting this bad boy inflated. I'm sure whenever I actually do go in there to go to bed tonight, we'll need to probably blow it up a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. Since I've been gone, I have set up my little camp stove on the end of my tailgate. I've also started a fire. I can show you the little fire pit I've also made. But here is the little camp stove that I've got. When it comes to the fire itself, I have these I use some little fire starting kit. Also, I buy the wood typically, just because I don't know of all the rules and regulations in this area about cutting down wood. And also, I mean, if I wanted to, there's a bunch of dead logs around here. They're super dead, though. They've been here for who knows how long. I could go and probably pull some of those and throw them on the fire, but we'll use the stuff that I bought. But yeah, there's the fire starting kit. It's just, you know, little hay bale looking things in there. But yeah, there's also the little fire pit I started or created. A little wind block here to hopefully cut down with everything. I also know I said I'd go through some of my camping gear as well. Like I said, I don't have like all the latest and greatest gear and all that stuff, but we'll go back over here and start out. As you can see, the little Coleman tent that I've had, I do believe I will be replacing that here in the next week or so with a 4-season tent. And I've already showed you the sleeping bag and the sleeping pad inside. Camping chair, we bought this 10 years ago whenever we were doing our cross-country camping move. It's like a Ozark Trail or something like that from Walmart. $10 at that time. There's one of the cameras that I use right there. The Sony ZV-F 1F, something like that. It's not the actual the ZV-1, the more expensive one. It's the cheaper one. And then currently we're on the Osmo DJI Osmo Pocket 3, I think it is. And then, you know, for the late nights, we got a cell phone. When it comes to camping, I got a couple of these bags that I'll fill with water. Since it's just an overnighter, I just got the one. My cooler. One of your run-of-the-mill, what do they call it, roto-molded or whatever it is, coolers. Does pretty good with the ice. I think this last summer I filled it up one week in August for a family, or not for a family get-together, but for a get-together with friends, and then I left the beer and everything in there for over a week. The ice was still in there whenever I finally transferred it back over to the fridge. But in here I got my stuff I'll need for the day, or the 24 hours or so that I'm actually not even 24 hours, 18 hours or so that I'm out here. Carbonated beverage, 7-Up. I've also got a couple of energy drinks in here since I'm not really a big fan of coffee, especially black. Typically, whenever I do coffee, I put a bunch of cream and sugar in it. Alright guys, just got a thing of hot and spicy ramen. Well, it's supposed to be hot and spicy. I've already put the seasonings in there, so now I just gotta fill it up and let it sit for a couple minutes. I do have 2 things of ramen. I'm not gonna make the other one right now just in case I don't want it. But we will keep the water just in case. $7-Up for right now. Got a couple other things here that we'll dig into a little bit later. Go ahead, get this bag open. And we can start pulling that out if we need it. Nothing super here. Just a salad, using some of the stuff I had at the house. Fortunately, the tomatoes were bad, so those I had to throw away. Let's go ahead and squirt that on there now. Put it in the old garbage bag. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Don't need that burning up. Also, while I was out or away, I was able to get some drone footage of the sunset. hopefully that turns out well. And just clip this up real quick. And do that instead of mixing it. Well, I'll probably still end up mixing it a little bit, but oh yeah, let me go get one of my towels. Probably should put this on a little bit more even ground too, huh? So it doesn't just randomly keep on tipping back and forth. Alright guys, I don't have much to talk about right now. Alright, since I don't have much to talk about right now, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down while I eat. When I come back, I'll bring out a beer, and then we'll see what we'll talk about from there. Maybe we'll talk about some sports. Maybe we'll just talk about what I do in general. Welcome back everybody. I've just gotten done eating. I've gotten everything tidied up a little bit too. Pushed everything back into the bed of the truck. The stove is just there on the edge, so in the morning, whenever I wake up, I can just pull it out and start making breakfast in the morning. I got a little can of Southern Tier. What is this? 2X Juice Jolt. Southern Tier is one of my more preferred breweries. Also like Founders. My usual, like if I'm meeting up with somebody to hang out or something like that, I usually have the all day IPA. Gives you that nice full flavor. And then doesn't have all the alcohol in it that gets you all loopy and everything. But while we're sitting here by the fire, getting ready to finish out the night, I don't know, I guess I can just discuss some things that kind of make me happy. For those that don't know, I'm married. I do have a child. He's actually 5 months in, what's today, the 25th, I think today's October 25th, so that makes him 5 months and 8 days old, 7-8 days old. So yeah, that's a nice little life-changing event that happened back in May. One of the things I'm gonna be packing up early for tomorrow and getting out of here so I can make it home in time for the Lions game. I am a proud Lions fan, and especially now since they're actually starting to win. Tell you what, all those years, I'm basically, 90s, 2000s. Whenever I started, 90s is when I started liking sports. So 90s, 2000s, some rough years. Actually, it's been a rough year to be a Lions fan since like 1956 or something like that. 56, 55, whenever they won their last NFL championship, back before the Super Bowl was a thing. Looking for my rag here to wipe my hand with. Smoke's getting in my face. So yeah, I'm gonna make it back for the Lions game. Are they a Super Bowl contender? There's times that make me think they are, other times that I think they're not. Definitely have an offense that's Super Bowl caliber. Defense from time to time is worrisome, and then now with Hutchinson being out with his leg, that pass rush is going to suffer just a little bit. But I'm more worried about the secondary. Still, I mean, I feel like they got a lot of penalties going on with them. especially in those first 2 weeks. Maybe it's just because, you know, beginning of the season or whatever, but they're looking good. Hopefully they can get their first Super Bowl championship, but I guess time will tell. We'll know more about that in February. Yeah, the reason for liking the Lions, and actually all Michigan teams in general, Pistons, Wings, Tigers, is just the fact I grew up in Michigan. You know, University of Michigan fan as well, and people will say what they want to say about them in terms of cheating and all that, but hey, you know what? Until the NCAA takes it away from them, they're still national champions. Yeah, you know, if anybody does happen to watch this and you do have any questions for me, feel free to leave them. Especially now at a small channel. Probably going to be able to get to a lot of those questions. Yeah, future plans. I think I've already mentioned this a few times, so there might be some editing. I do plan on getting like a 4-season tent. I do want to do this. I do want to do this a few times in the winter, if at all possible. You know, time allows me to. I mean, this is some fun stuff that I enjoy doing. The wife lets me out of the house for one day, you know, maybe out of the month to come do this. I'm appreciative. Getting out here and relaxing, looking at the stars, which is really weird because just like light pollution in general, like in the city, I sit right here, can't see very many, but as soon as I step outside of all the lights, bunch of little pinholes out there. Yeah, tomorrow we'll wake up, make breakfast, assuming nothing goes wrong tonight and I have to leave early for, and even so I might just make oatmeal. I got a couple of options, you know. I got the eggs, I brought oatmeal as a just in case backup option. I'm glad I brought the ramen. Like I said, I was originally going to do that for lunch, but that ended up being dinner, along with a salad. But yeah, whew. I don't exactly know what the temperature is out. I'll check my phone. Wherever that's at. Oh, there it is. That pocket. It's only 45 right now. The low early this morning, I don't know if it'll focus in on it, but the low, if you can see in there, is scheduled to get down to the 30s. Let's try to get more centered in there, huh? Scheduled to get down into the 30s, and that's Fahrenheit. So it'll be a nice little early test for the sleeping bag. But yeah, I think unless something happens, I'm going to finish drinking this beer, sit out here by the fire, give my wife a call, and then who knows what. I do have a little bit of phone service here, so I can, I don't know, maybe watch one of the football games or something, watch some YouTube. Even out here, I can still be connected. Good morning, everybody. I am starting to get moving around here. It's just after 7:30 and a brisk, I think 31 degrees outside this morning. Well, out here in this part, it is nice and chilly in the sleeping bag. I was feeling good all night. Not an issue with being too cold or anything like that. Actually, nice and toasty in here. It is freezing out there. I do have some frost That's actually throughout like the whole tent. I don't know if you can, I don't know if you can see that or not throughout the rest of it. But yeah, it's throughout the whole thing. I imagine outside is going to be like that as well. So probably for today, when it comes to breaking everything down, I'm probably just going to take it and get in the truck, and then take it home so I can get everything dried before putting it away. So that way nothing decides to grow on it between now and the next time I use it, whenever that might be. And knowing this tent, that could be a while. So yeah, I'm gonna get up. Probably gonna put the tent away and everything inside of it, get that in the truck, and then I'm gonna make something to eat. All right, everybody, we're back. I've got the campsite packed up and ready to go. I've doused out the fire with the rest of the water that I had brought with me. Make sure we're not starting anything. After we leave here, I was actually surprised that it was still smoldering a little bit when I woke up. I do apologize for once again not cooking anything, making breakfast or anything like that. I will definitely try to make it up to you in the next one. I am getting a little bit of a later start than I needed to, or I wanted to now. It's currently about a 3-hour drive to get home, so that's going to put me at my wife's office at about 11:30, and then I should be home by about 12:30. So yeah, I'm gonna head on out of here. I might grab a quick bite to eat somewhere, like a chain restaurant or something like that, on the way home. But yeah, I'm gonna head on out. Thanks for coming in.